Bloombrar to Monstro Mondays. I'm your host, Smiley Monster, and if you're having a down day, I'm here to make it pink. Well, green actually this week. So, Monstros is hosting a giveaway this week. Comment on this video and you will be entered into the giveaway. One winner will win a Farms ENFT, and another one's going to win a Whelps Game MFT. So you have until midnight Eastern Standard Time tomorrow night to enter. And I read every single comment, so totally feel comfy, guys, sharing your honest thoughts, opinions, and suggestions. I want to hear them. Let's get right to sponsor of the week. And our sponsor of this week is Bond's Villains Evil Inc. You know, Bond Villain isn't your average villain. He eschews world domination for a more subtle brand of evil, manipulating the digital landscape with a mischievous wink. With Bond Villains Evil Inc., you get services like the Laser Package. Have you ever seen somebody posting obnoxious content that you desperately want to disappear? Well, if you buy the Laser Package, Bond Villains Evil Inc. will deploy a team of ethical black hats. Think Robin Hood hackers who will subtly manipulate likes, counts, and engagement and make those posts vanish into the social media abyss. Or you can buy the hashtag hijack plan. Do you need to disrupt a competitor's carefully curated social media campaign? Well, the Bond Villains team injects cleverly disguised and hilarious hashtags, turning their brand message into a. Or you can buy an advanced package like the Comment Caper. Are you feeling particularly impish? This service plants a series of witty and pointed comments on a target's posts, guaranteed to spark an online debate and chaos. Well, in a good-natured way, of course. And for the truly devious, the Crypto Conundrum. Are you feeling the need to totally disrupt the entire market without actually harming anyone? Bond Villains team creates a series of hilariously nonsensical crypto with absurd names and even more absurd backstories, momentarily confusing the market and causing a stir. We are on Twitter at BV_Evil Inc., a feed filled with witty social media commentary, hilarious memes, and playful jabs at the tech giants. Bond Villain himself might even make an occasional appearance. And we're on Instagram, a gallery of user-submitted evil deeds. Think screenshots of successfully disliked posts or hilarious hashtag hijacks. And we have a website, which is a sleek, user-friendly website with a cartoon Bond villain as the mascot. Disclaimers abound, emphasizing the lighthearted and playful nature of the services. Bond Villains Evil Inc. is all about ethical mischief, not actual malice. And we have a blog with satirical articles all about the state of social media and the tech world. Remember, a little chaos can be a catalyst for change. Bond Villains Evil Inc. is here to provide the nudge, or maybe even a shove, the digital landscape needs. And who knows, maybe amidst all the laughter, a few truths will be revealed. Just don't blame us if the evil becomes a meme. Thanks, Bond Villain! Now it's time for Token Tingles. Hey monsters, Smiley here, and the vibes are electric. It's week 3 of Token Tingles, monsters, and we're just getting warmed up. V and I, yeah, that's right, V, the self-proclaimed crypto Nostradamus, is 3 weeks deep into this epic token tingler. It is 12 weeks of pure, unadulterated crypto chaos. We are picking the hottest projects, the memeiest coins, the tokens that could moon or do better than each other, and we are riding with either Team V or Team Smiley. Oh, but we do have a surprise challenger joining once in a while, Team Guest. You know, the more the merrier. So our investment strategies might be a little unconventional, but that's what makes Token Tingles fun. You never know what kind of picks that we're going to throw out there and who's going to be left holding the bag. Hopefully not me. So are you brave enough to join us? Come on, head over to the channel, smash the subscribe button, click the like button, hit the notification bell so you don't miss a single episode of Token Tingles. Hey V, how are you?
That was a nice long intro there from the park. I am fine. I am waiting for my pool so I it finally is seasonal, time to open it. So I have to do the backwash and rinse and some maintenance stuff, but then it should be ready to use tomorrow. So that's lovely.
Sounds like mouthwash. Okay.
Yeah. So yes, my financial advice for this week is whatever I pick in the Token Tingles, just do the opposite. You'll do a lot better.
Okay, well, let's see how we did. Throwing it up there for Team V. NAI is down 48.13%.
Lovely.
And ALB is down 7.33%.
Yeah. That one I'm not worried about because it basically is always in that little range right now. And as they release new things, I am confident in that one. NAI, that one might be a while.
Well, we got a few more weeks. Mm-hmm. For Team Smiley, STG is up just a little bit, 0.68%, and Sand is down just a little bit, 0.40%. And then for Team Guest, we have Sensei picked BioFi, which is down 31.23%. So we are still early. We still have 9 more weeks of the challenge. Mm-hmm. So we'll see how it goes. And if anybody noticed on the slide, I've updated it so that it's actually showing prices on the day that we are recording this, so it matches our comments. Okay, so V, what did you pick for this week?
Well, this one will be familiar to Monsters because they were generous enough to work with us and give us an airdrop to some of our holders and the opportunity to everyone to get some tokens. So I'm going to go with Never Let Go. Oh, it's already on the bottom. It beat me to it. Which is going to also be our first white label farms partner, among other things. So this was, formerly known as Nudes AI. They took the community feedback, including from our own community, to make it more safe for work. Mm-hmm. They removed the adult content and changed the name and rebranded everything. The tokens launched smoothly. That all went well. There was a big green candle that didn't go down after launch, which is rare. Wow. They seem to have avoided snipers without needing taxes, all these type of things. And it's about, I think it's about $4 something at the moment. But, you can stake it for revenue. Their platform launches on the 8th. And after that, they're actually going to market it and such. So I think until the 8th, you have a good chance to get in. So if you're seeing this early. And I do think once they start marketing and the actual platform's out and producing revenue for the NLG stakers, more people will want to buy it and stake it, obviously. So it's all, if the platform works, the token will do great. Even though it's not the platform's token is a different one called OO. So yeah, NLG is like the actual, I hate to use the word governance token, but it's more of the investor-friendly token, whereas the other one's an actual utility token for the platform. So that is why NLG is my pick, and I think it can at least double from here in the next 9 weeks we have. So again, it's a risk because it's all based on how well their platform and marketing does, but I think it's a pretty low risk right now.
Cool. Sounds good. Okay, and then the one I picked is Mesa. And I'll just throw up, it's not really exciting little logo there. But the reason why I picked this is it was actually one of the first projects on Base. And we've been looking at Base lately. And they actually were already on Ethereum and BNB chain and their own Mesa network. And so right now they already have on Base an active community over 200,000 users. And so there's a lot of places to trade the token. So why would you want it? You can earn rewards for sharing your data because it's an actual decentralized AI data and LLM network. Mm-hmm. You can pay for access to data. You can keep control of your own personal data, and it rewards people who run the network, and you can have a say in how the network changes and evolves. And I think it's going to do really well. It's currently trading at 0.1649. On Base, it has a market cap of 86,000, and it just launched 2 days ago, and it's already stabilized the price. So it had to drop a bit, but not a huge one. And so I'm thinking it's going to go up in the next 9 weeks, or at least I'm hoping so.
All right. That sounds interesting. And, it reminds me there is one project out there that actually lets you sell your Reddit data for their token.
Oh,
And
interesting.
they were doing okay, but now it seems that the team kind of stopped communication and vanished. So
Uh-oh.
nobody knows if it's a rug pull or what's going on there. But yeah, that one was interesting, right? Because they said, why does Reddit get to monetize your data and pay you nothing?
Right.
Whereas, you can actually, they sell it the same way Reddit does, but they give you a cut, at least in their tokens. So, um,
Cool.
Reddit, obviously, if they can capture that market, if it isn't a rug and the team actually exists and are still around, that's, pretty interesting project. So what you're talking about here sounds similar without the Reddit component.
Right. Maybe the team was AI.
Or, it had a nice pump out the gate, so it could be they all dumped and didn't care after that,
Oh,
as
that's
often
terrible. But
happens.
yeah, we've
Don't worry,
seen that
monsters. When
before.
we launch our Monstro token, we will care because all the teams ones have to vest for a long time.
Yes, and you know what? The community really wants it. And that's huge, I think, in the success of a token. If you already have a very strong, active community behind it before it even launches, it really helps it sustain and grow, as opposed to, oh, what's this? It's brand new. We don't know anything about it. And then you're trying to grow really fast, and it's hard.
Yeah, and I will, without ruining it, I will say we will have a staking feature among many other features
Ooh,
out the gate for it. So it's not
nice.
something where people will buy and dump it because they're waiting, "Oh, I'll rebuy it later when it dumps and then stake it." You'll be
Right.
able to make money off staking it right away. So that's something we'll obviously reveal when the time is right to talk about the token. But yeah, it's definitely going to be, I think, a very enticing draw to people to not sell the token. So we'll see how that goes.
Oh, I'm definitely staking mine, and it's this year. It'll come soon, I think.
Yes. And
Yeah.
hopefully we'll have, the chain 100% set in stone soon. We're very happy with the tokenomics. We reviewed it by some people. They all loved it. They thought it was great. We still
Ooh,
have a dynamic vesting aspect. It wasn't the original one because it just proved out technically super complex and inefficient for gas and things. So we changed all that, but we're very happy with where it landed. And we will hopefully make a little deck and share it with people when we're 100%. And yeah, base is, speaking of base, far, far in the lead as far as the chain will probably choose for numerous reasons. We have other, Dex friends on there, for example, Alien Base, who, if we wanted to have the token live on a Dex very easily, we can do that. There's still Uniswap and other places. We're also, we've been trying to get into contact with the base team. I finally got their biz dev manager to add me on LinkedIn, and he invited me to an invite only private demo session on the 7th of their new smart wallet technology and some other stuff. So we're making, we're getting traction and relationships in the base ecosphere. So absolutely we think that's going to be our home, but since it's at least a few months away, everything could change, right? Like they could have a horrible summer, they could do nothing to grow again like last year. So we will see.
there you go. A totally balanced perspective from V.
Yeah.
But
So
I
now this
also,
is a reason for people to watch Monstro Monday because you get this alpha.
that's true. But I also like base because the gas fees, oh my gosh, they're so much lower. So that will be awesome when we go to buy the token.
Yeah, and not to mention Monstro's kind of blue and base is blue. So
Yeah, it
I mean
was
he's
meant to
kind of
be.
teal, I guess. He has a tinge of green, but he's blue.
Right. But we won't be because we'll be having an awesome token.
Mm-hmm. All right. I've talked
Okay.
enough for this episode.
Okay. Thanks, V.
All right. Bye, monsters.
Hey, monsters. Excuse me. Have you ever thought about the incredible changes that Bitcoin mining has made while you're enjoying that almond milk latte? It's amazing. The energy that's been used to mine Bitcoin globally is ginormous. But it's important to realize that this energy consumption is just a sign of the growing security and strength of the Bitcoin network. The energy used in Bitcoin mining is part of what makes the blockchain incredibly secure and reliable. So, I wanted to talk a little bit about crypto and its environmental impact today. And it's true that Bitcoin mining consumes a significant amount of energy, but recent developments has shown that there's this trend toward more sustainable practices. The Bitcoin network's energy consumption is around 0.5% of all the energy consumption worldwide, but it's worth mentioning that the Bitcoin community is totally pro renewable energy sources. The recent halving is totally expected to reshape who mines Bitcoin and improve the network's energy efficiency. Also, climate change from producing Bitcoin, it needs to be weighed against the benefits it brings. See, Bitcoin provides financial inclusion to millions worldwide. It offers a decentralized financial system, and it's also spurred innovation across multiple industries. So, as the technology matures, the focus on renewable energy and more efficient mining practices is going to increase. And everybody's really focusing on the environment lately, so that's something that everybody's got in their focus, in their view. And in essence, Bitcoin's not just a digital currency. This is a whole movement towards a more open and innovative financial future. So the environmental challenges it faces are being actively addressed by the community. Everybody knows the future of finance is going to be totally digital. I mean, how many banks actually have money in the back in a vault anymore? Everything's going digital and the transactions. So I think Bitcoin is totally going to lead the way by making a conscious effort to reduce its environmental footprint. So Bitcoin's kind of been like the SUV of the crypto world. It's got power, but it's not really fuel efficient, right? So let me give you a few statistics here that I've got. So mining a single Bitcoin can use up to 72 terawatt hours of electricity a year. That's more than countries like Switzerland or Greece use annually. It's like if Bitcoin was a country, it'd be like 39th in the world for energy consumption. Totally blows your mind, right? But you want to know why Bitcoin is such an energy hog? It comes down to proof of work, right? It's the OG of crypto mechanisms that keeps it secure. Miners solve these super complex math problems to validate transactions and create new Bitcoins. But it's a competitive process. All these miners are racing to solve the puzzle first so they can get the reward. So they're running their computers 24/7 max, okay? And I know that if unless you have the latest, like, an ASIC S21 or something, you're not going to be getting there first. And so to put it in perspective, the energy used in one Bitcoin transaction could power the average US home for 24 days. So while Bitcoin's paving the way to decentralized financial future, it's leaving a kind of hefty carbon footprint, right? Kind of a paradox. We're using this 21st century tech with a 19th century energy appetite. But that's why I want to talk about this. Let's figure out how we can make crypto work for us and the environment. So, have you heard about the Crypto Climate Accord? Okay, so this is totally inspired by the Paris Climate Agreement, and it's all about making crypto green. It's pretty straightforward, but ambitious. They want to decarbonize the global crypto industry by 2040. Less than 20 years from now, they want to take the entire crypto world from carbon heavy to net zero emissions. And guess what? They're not just sitting back and waiting for change. They are actively shifting gears towards renewable energy. We're talking solar, wind, hydro, even geothermal power to fuel the mining farms. And this is a big deal because it means that we're not only reducing the carbon footprint, but we're also supporting that whole renewable energy sector. Cornell Engineering did this study that says pairing crypto mining with green hydrogen could be the total dynamic duo to thwart climate change, like Batman and Robin, but for the planet. This could totally boost renewable energy sectors and create a more sustainable energy landscape. So, while Bitcoin might have started as this energy guzzling giant like the SUV, the industry is stepping up to make sure that our digital future is also a green one. And that's something we can all get behind because the future should be renewable, right? Cryptocurrency mining is all about electricity. So these facilities need tons of it to power the machines and to keep them cool. And that stuff isn't cheap. Owners are always on the lookout for ways to get power without breaking the bank, especially after the halving now because, the rewards have halved. So they're looking for ways to stay sustainable. And a lot of these big guys are in debt. And so this is not going to be pretty. You're going to see a lot of the big miners dropping out. But this will be cool because the ones that are still there are going to be using some of those more sustainable, energy practices. So some set up near cheap power plants or hydroelectric dams. Some go directly to a nuclear plant and tap into that kind of energy source, or even natural gas wells. But it's not always easy. Sometimes they have to move when the power dries up. And there is a growing demand for renewable energy. Some are even going to wind farms. Now, all this mining could put a strain on the electricity grid. Remember when prices went haywire because the mining surged, when Bitcoin came onto the scene? It wasn't pretty. But grid operators are getting smart, and they're offering incentives for miners to totally chill out during peak demand times, like Texas, for example. They have this cool program called the Large Flexible Load Program, and this ropes in big electricity users like crypto miners, and they ask them to ease up when things get crazy. And so they give the state a heads up on how much they're going to need. And I think this is cool. They're not just adapting, but they're actually fueling it. So crypto, when paired with green hydrogen technology, could be a catalyst for renewable energy. Also, that study that I talked about from Cornell points out that supporting cryptocurrency mining can accelerate the building of a new energy infrastructure. Let me give you an example. Okay. Mining a single Bitcoin in New Mexico could generate 78.4 megawatt hours of solar power, while in Wyoming, it could yield 265.8 megawatt hours of wind power. And this isn't just theoretical, it's actually happening now. The crypto industry has shifted towards renewables, with a substantial portion of mining is now powered by clean energy sources. Isn't that awesome? The EU even recently reclassified nuclear and gas power as green energy. And so Poland has issued environmental permits for constructing its first nuclear power plant, and that's scheduled for completion in 2033. Poland's going to also build a total of 6 reactors that are going to generate 6 to 9 gigawatts of energy, which is enough to power 8 million homes. Germany has built a new liquefied natural gas terminal and plans 2 more. Their industry and government are building up terminal capacity because they anticipate an increased use of hydrogen, which, when produced using renewable energy, can transition to a lower carbon economy. Dude, also think about this. On the tech front, there's a lot happening. We had the move from proof of work to proof of stake. That was a game changer. I mean, proof of stake can be 99% more energy efficient than proof of work. Plus, you have climate friendly crypto projects that had popped up, like ClimaDAO. Okay, they use a carbon backed algorithmic currency to drive climate action. They have this native token, Clima, that can only be minted when tokenized carbon credits are locked away in its treasury. Pretty cool. Toucan focuses on increasing transparency and improving accessibility to the carbon credit market by working with on-chain carbon credits. You can trade them and you can retire them, and it makes it easier for organizations to participate in carbon offsetting. Moss does something very similar. And the Region Network, they create incentives for regenerative land practices. So they bring digital carbon assets to the blockchain, offering carbon plus credits that totally remove carbon and restore natural grassland systems. And these projects are all part of this growing movement within the space to totally make a change in environmental concerns and promote sustainability. So they're using blockchain technology to create a better world. That's what we're all about here, right, guys? These are all different ways that crypto is trying to reduce its carbon footprint, and it's active and it's growing. Crypto can be a force for good. It can power the renewable sector, incentivize green practices. Dude, it's a fast-paced world out there, and the only constant really is change. So remember, every byte, every blockchain has a footprint, but we can make sure it's a green one. So keep asking questions, monsters. Keep learning. And let's make sure that our digital future is sustainable. Stay echo, monsters. Okay, eco, echo. I say eco again. That's an echo. Okay, time for Monster of the Week. Our Monster of the Week this week is UO Firefly. He has not only been crushing it in our hockey challenge, he currently holds the coveted top spot, but he is a true ex-family member. UO Firefly, thank you so much. You have been this constant source of support. We see you liking and reposting on X like a boss. You are always keeping the hype train rolling. You don't just lurk in the shadows. You pop up in Discord. You ask insightful questions. You show genuine interest in Monstros. And we love that kind of engagement and positive energy. That's what it makes it so much fun. And that's what we're all about. So, UO Firefly, for your dedication, your hockey prowess, and your overall awesomeness, you are officially this week's Monster of the Week. Congrats! And we cannot wait to see what other monstrous feats you have coming next. And for everybody else, keep it up, guys. I know the market is crazy lately, but we all got to come together. And when you have time, we love it when you support us on our socials. Subscribe, like, comment, repost, whatever you can do whenever you have time. It really does help us grow and just make it an amazing place to be. And I'm proud of you guys. Time for Monstro Moolah Madness. We just celebrated our 37th weekly payout from Wednesday, April 24th through Tuesday, April 30th. Remember, they're in USDC on the BNB chain, and they included Lazarus Pit bonuses and Cycle D bonuses. We made $32,247.17. That is not bad, guys, especially for a really low week. How many other projects were you getting like green showing up every single day? I love Monstros for that. So 1,033 recipients received, and Genesis 1.34%. Remember, they've already ROI'd. Cycle B 1.34%, and they've ROI'd. Cycle C and Spooky got 1.34%. They're at 80% to date. Cycle D got 1.49%. They're 43.82% to date. And Cycle E got 1.34% at 14% to date. And remember, and DGen's Phase 2 and the Gains NFTs got $1.68 USDC per unit. I was going to say Cycle D includes the bonus shares from Cycle E sales, of which we still had 38. That's impressive, guys. So keep it up and keep buying those farms whenever you can. I just love that passive income. I love seeing the daily results every single day. It is always green, and that always cheers me up. And now it is time for my special guest. Hey monsters! My special guest this week is Alex, CEO and founder of Kerberus, which is previously known as Mint Defense. He is a global marketing director and chief operating officer with over 10 years of experience in digital marketing, growth hacking, and finance. He's also on the Neo Tokyo Community Council and a member of the ARC community and Pudgy Penguins. Welcome, Alex.
Thank you for having Smiley.
Thank you. Now, I always start with a word association game. Are you up for it?
Let's do it.
Okay, I'm going to say a word and you just tell me the first word that comes to your mind. The first word is loyalty.
Dogs.
Oh, nice. Tornado.
USA.
Twitter.
Elon Musk.
Farming.
My dream.
Oh, nice. Okay, this is funny because my next word is dog.
My family.
Oh, marketing.
How to make someone buy something.
Extensions.
Necessary software for today's age.
Ooh, okay, we'll come back to that. Bounty hunter.
Gondar from Dota, the game.
Oh, cool. Alpha.
What everyone wants.
Yes, true. And NFTs.
They have a use case, but we are far from there. That's what I would say.
Okay. Would you please give everyone listening a brief overview of Kerberus and what it is and how it can benefit them?
For sure. So Kerberus is our company. We created this company in order to protect people from losing their funds to websites that are designed or hacked to steal from them. But the way that we created it and our whole vision is that everything should be automated. You shouldn't be having to make decisions. As a crypto trader or holder or whatever you are, you already have too many decisions to make. You are choosing what to buy, when to buy, when to sell, when to buy again. You have too many decisions to make. And even you're using coins and NFTs on games. So you have too much on your plate already. You shouldn't be having to make security decisions all the time. There should be something that's protecting you, kind of like your antivirus. When you have your antivirus, it's not asking you to approve something. It's just telling you, hey, I found something, I took care of something, you might want to take a look. That's how the antivirus works. And that's how we created Kerberus Sentinel-3, which is, like you mentioned, previously known as Min Defense. We recently rebranded. And what it does is it's a Chrome extension. You install it, you register an account, and then you're protected. So anytime you get into a malicious Web3 site that is designed or hacked to steal from you, we will detect it with pretty much 99.9% accuracy. And it's proven by the fact that we have 0 customer losses since January of 2023. So those results speak for themselves. The company is already close to 2.5 years old. It's a mature software that works and that keeps all our clients safe. And we have actually, I should have, when I said loyal, I should have said our Kerberians, meaning our users, because they have seen what kind of team we are in crypto and what we bring to the table. And they have seen that we said, hey, we're going to do something. Maybe it didn't take us a week. Maybe it didn't take us a month. Maybe it took 6 months. But we deliver on what we say we're building. And the main promise that we told them is we'll design a software that automatically keeps you safe from scams. And that's what we did. And we continue to create new features that are not necessarily related to websites. The websites we are already great at, but there are other ways that you can get attacked in crypto. And we are one by one taking care of them automatically for you.
That is awesome. And Monsters, we have arranged for an exclusive discount. If you use the word Monstro when you sign up, you get 10% off, which is awesome. And let me ask you, because one of my biggest fears is when I connect to my wallet, it looks legit, but how do I know? Does your product, your extension, does that alert me in some way if it's not the actual website that I'm trying to connect to?
So I'll explain. Connecting your wallet has 0 risks. Connecting your wallet is essentially telling the site, my wallet address is X. That's all you're doing, and allowing the site to send requests to your wallet. In most cases, it's MetaMask. So
Right.
Connecting wallet, there's no risk at all. The risk comes when you do transactions or signatures, with the exception of the personal auth signature. If you went to OpenSea, when you log in with your wallet, it asks you, hey, welcome to OpenSea, terms of service, blah, blah, blah. That signature, what it does is it verifies that you're actually the owner of the wallet. Because when you're connecting the wallet, we could add a feature in Sentinel-3 that allows you to spoof and be Vitalik when connecting. So you could tell a website that you are whoever you are, but
Right.
when you do the personal auth signature, that's when you are proving real ownership. And this is what's used. This is what's used in OpenSea. It's used in many airdrops. That signature is also safe because it doesn't contain code. It contains a text that the website is requesting you to send, and then it says, "Oh, I got the text from the wallet, so I know that this user is really the owner of the wallet." Now, when it comes to other kinds of signatures, like the ones that you do in OpenSea, when you, for example, list an NFT or transactions, that's when Kerberus Sentinel-3 gets in. So to illustrate it, we have two scans, one light scan and one deep scan. The light scan happens when connecting your wallet. Usually we don't detect much here, but sometimes we might already know that this is a scam site even before you connect your wallet. So it's there to make it even easier for you. You waste less of your time. But again, that's not the most important one. The most important one happens when you are doing a signature, except for personal auth or a transaction. That's when you will see Kerberus Sentinel-3 in the middle of your screen scanning, and we are analyzing everything about what you're trying to do, and then we'll produce a result. If everything is fine, you'll just see your wallet. We are not disturbing you. Most of the scans take around 1 second when they are legitimate. When they are not legitimate or it takes time to verify them, they can take up to 5 seconds. But that's very rare cases, and mostly it's scam sites. So if everything is fine, you just see your wallet. You do your own thing. Like I mentioned, we don't want you to make decisions. We don't want to interrupt you. We want you to continue doing whatever it is you're doing. But if we find something, then we'll show one of 3 pop-ups. We'll show a red pop-up, which is the most dangerous one. For most cases, they are scam sites. We have very few false positives in red pop-ups. False positive means that we show an alert for something that we shouldn't have shown, which is it's inevitable in crypto, but even in antiviruses, it's inevitable. But the false positives for red pop-ups, extremely low. Then we have a yellow pop-up, which we label as inconclusive, meaning we can't vouch that this is a legitimate site. In those cases, we recommend for users to come to our Discord. We have a channel called Link Check, and then they can say, "Hey, I got a yellow pop-up in this site." Then we'll go and manually check it and let you know if it's actually a scam site or if it's a false positive. And the third pop-up we have is the gray pop-up, which is for unverified contracts. Do you know what unverified contracts are?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so I'll explain for everyone else. When in either scan or Polygon scan in the Blockchain Explorer, the developers can submit the code to the contract to verify it, and so that other people can read it, which goes along the ethos of Web3, which is that everything you're interacting with should be open. You should be able to read it. You should know what's happening. When developers don't do it, generally means 2 things. Either low quality, which could lead to protocol hacks, like the contract can get vulnerated, or it's scammers that don't want to verify the contract code because they don't want you to know that it's a scam. So right. what we decided to do, and what we think the space should do, we just had a project come to our Discord and say, "Hey, you flagged me as malicious." And I went and I checked. I'm like, "No, we flagged you as an unverified contract. You should verify your contract." And they said, "Thanks for the feedback." We want every project to verify their contracts. It takes 5 seconds, literally 5 seconds to do it. It's not it doesn't cost money. It doesn't cost time. Every project should do it. And when we warn you about it, we want you to know that you are interacting with an unverified contract. We also have a user, we retweeted about it, that said, I found this project. I think it was called, don't quote me if I'm wrong, Satoshi AI. I hope I'm not saying the project of a legitimate project. And they had an unverified contract that the user said, and I decided to not invest. And weeks later, it was a rug.
Oh, so, wow.
Those things can happen. So you can feel free to ignore the unverified contract if you want to. That's on you. But we want you to know that you're interacting with an unverified contract because your wallet is not telling you that, and we think it's important.
Right. It's totally worth just 5 seconds to find out whether or not it's legit to save your assets. But let me ask you, let's say a project moves chains or they have a proxy contract that they've amended or added to. Do you need to go seek an update so that your extension doesn't flag them as scammy?
So I'll segue a little bit into what we do is proprietary. We don't share anything about what we do, and the reason for that, there's two reasons. One, obviously, is because it's our IP, so it's our technology. But the most important one is if we told you exactly how we do what we do, the scammers would know how we're doing it, and they would find a way around it.
Right.
So while the ethos of Web3 is to have everything open, decentralized, and everything like that, when it comes to security, you can't really have it that way. If you do that, you'll just hurt users. Right. So even without the IP concerns, security solutions, they should not be revealing how they're doing what they're doing.
Got it. Okay, I can appreciate that. So can I just ask you personally, what new trends or tech innovations make you excited that are coming up in crypto and Web3?
I would love to shield that I'm so excited about crypto and things like that, but I still haven't seen a big breakthrough when it comes to crypto. I mentioned about NFTs not being used the right way. I think that NFTs have a use case. For example, we have a lifetime license NFT where it just gives you access to the software for life, right? It makes sense to have it. I have subscriptions to softwares where I even got lifetime because I got early, but I can't sell it. Like I already got it and it's done. But now I have it. That's a small utility. I think that, for example, so before I even was in crypto and before I even was in marketing, I was doing real estate in my home country in Argentina. Okay. And when you buy something, a property in Argentina, you have to go to the location where the books are, and then you have to inscribe that there's a change. And I've seen it's the same in Thailand. You have to do the same thing. I feel that when we implement blockchain technology into that, then it's going to be a different thing. Because right now, and it's happened, if the place that the things are stored in, it gets burned, the data is gone. It's gone because it's all physical data. It's not backed into digital. It's like a book of the properties, and then people write in it. Like it's crazy that we're still in that age. I think that right. when crypto, I think that blockchain is all about verification of things. Like you have an immutability of things. When we, and also obviously store of value for Bitcoin and smart contracts. But when we actually use crypto to help use cases from Web 2 or real life, I think that's when people are going to be like, oh, crypto is interesting. Crypto has benefits. But right now, everything is pretty much a Ponzi. Everyone is trying to make money. We are far from there. It's more about how to make money while Bitcoin adoption goes up, which is the only real decentralized asset. That's what I think about crypto.
Okay, great. And I noticed that you said that you had rebranded from Mint Defense to Kerberus. What happened? Did something unexpected take place that caused you to do that? What was the motivation for it?
No, nothing unexpected. It was a maturity thing. We started with Mint Defense because it was early 2022, March 2022, and it was the time of NFTs and the time of mints and people getting drained from mints. So we thought Mint Defense. That's it. We didn't put much thought into it. But when I meet people, they ask, is it only for mints? Is it only for NFTs? And the last question is the worst one. Is it a tower defense game? And from those three questions, we were like, we can't be named Mint Defense because people don't understand the product. They go somewhere else. So let's mature, and we are using our original company name, which is Kerberus Cybersecurity. That's the company name, and we rebranded the product Mint Defense to Sentinel-3.
Okay, great. And is there a dog that one of you owns? That's why the dog is the mascot or the logo?
Are you well versed in Greek mythology?
Oh, wait. Was he the three-headed dog?
Yes, exactly.
Oh, very cool.
And he's a guardian dog. That's why we chose Kerberus.
Oh, nice. And when you cut one head off, another grows, though. So you can keep
Also,
stopping scammers, right?
yeah.
Okay,
Well,
cool.
the reason also it has 3 heads. We're on
Mhm.
Web3, so it just made
Oh,
sense. It made sense to use
right,
the name.
right. Now, you're one of the leaders of your team. How many are on your team, and how did you form together?
So you're gonna be surprised. We are only 2 people on the team.
Wow.
My co-founder and I.
Hmm.
We met in Neo Tokyo. So the
Oh,
Neo Tokyo vision was for builders to meet, and that's essentially what we did. We met there in Neo Tokyo. We became friends. We made money together, and then Danor, my partner, he's the cybersecurity expert. So he is the reason why our technology is so superior than everything else. Um, if we were 10% better than the others, I wouldn't be able to speak this way. But the reality is that we are years ahead, and it's because of him.
ooh.
So he has 15 years of experience as a white hat hacker, meaning that he hacks
Whoa.
institutions and things, but to make them stronger, not to steal from them. So he hacked financial institutions, government. He hacked PayPal, Dropbox, Google. In some of those, he was top 10 and Hall of Fame. That's when he was doing some ethical hacking, and then he joined Salesforce. It's a Fortune 500 company, and he was the head of offensive security at Salesforce. So he was
Wow.
leading a team of 20 people, which means that him and 20 people were trying to hack Salesforce and strengthen everything at Salesforce. That was his role before Min Defense at the time. And he told me that he wanted to create this automated solution so that his sister would be able to come into crypto and not get scammed. That's the mindset.
Oh.
The mindset is this is not only for degens or advanced degens, even though it is for everyone. It's for the basic user. The basic user needs to be able to get a wallet, get Kerberus Sentinel-3, and then be able to navigate Web3 fearlessly. That's what we say. And that's so we met. He proposed to me to start this. I said yes, and almost 2.5 years later, here we are.
Oh, nice. Do you guys ever have a disagreement, and how do you handle it since there's no deal breaker person? It's just the two of you.
We have disagreements all the time, and we have to find the middle ground. It's
Right.
normal. I also have them with my wife, and you always have to find a way.
Okay, cool. And do you envision a future for your project where people can literally, if they know nothing about Web3 or crypto, get in and purchase something safely? Or do you still have plans for financial and Web3 literacy for new people?
It's a good question. A lot of people think that the problem in crypto is the lack of education. We disagree. Obviously, the more education, the better. Obviously, it's good to have education, but let me ask you something. When you got your first credit card, did you have to read a book? Did you have to read a guide? Did you have to educate yourself on how to use a credit card? Like, no, not really. You just got the credit card. You know that you take it, you pay, and if something happens, you call your bank or your credit card company, and they will take care of it for you and help you, right?
Right.
That's how we believe that crypto should be. You shouldn't
Nice.
have to educate yourself. Obviously, you can. Obviously, it's good to have education, but what we are, the suite of products that we want to create in Kerberus are security layers in crypto that allow you to navigate crypto fearlessly without you having to learn anything. Because most people don't have the time. They are busy with their lives and they want to join crypto. We can't expect them to put hours into education.
I understand what you're saying. Are you worried, though, that we'll make it so easy that people will get into debt easier like they do with credit cards, or they'll get into dangerous positions with their investments?
Debt is hard in crypto because like why people get in debt with credit cards? It's because there's a company behind it that is accepting that you're going to get into debt, and then they're going to chase you for the debt. In crypto, that doesn't exist. Like it's you and your wallet. If a company allows you to get into debt, that's on them. But at the end of the day, if you just paid with the wallet, that doesn't really happen. So no, I'm not worried about that. About rug pulls and everything, yes, that's a big problem, I would say. There was a rug just last week of $33 million, I think. Z Casino. That was they raised from investors, from launchpads, from people, and they just disappeared, right? So that's a huge problem in crypto. I think that law enforcement needs to step up. They need to be much faster at catching people, because some people are getting caught maybe 2 years down the line. People already lost everything by 2 years. They might get something back, who knows? But as unfortunate as it is, I don't like. We are entering an era of regulation right now. Yes. There are barely any centralized exchanges that you can operate in without KYC. That's just how it is. So there's going to be a decentralized layer in crypto that you'll be able to access, but there's going to be a centralized layer in crypto where, for example, there's going to be projects that will be lower reputation because they didn't go through the measures that the crypto world expects them to go through. That's what I believe in the future. And some projects will go through those, and then people will be like, oh, they did all these things, so now it makes sense. But for example, I was in a security panel in Bangkok last week with many security people, and one of them was from Certic, and he told me that one of the problems that they have is that they do KYC for the projects, but the projects provide fake KYCs. They use other people. So it's an extremely complicated topic. The fact that it's decentralized and open to everyone will bring these actors all the time. It's impossible to stop. But our goal, at least currently, it's not to stop rug pulls. We can't stop rug pulls. It's to stop the actors that are targeting your assets. They want to take your wallet and steal from it. That's what we protect against. Later on, maybe we'll get into that, but it is very complicated.
Okay, well, you have an extensive background in marketing. Did you have to shift your techniques once you entered Web3?
A little bit, I would say. Marketing is still the foundation. It's still the same. It applies to everything. Mm-hmm. I am of the belief that Web3 and crypto people can take much less bullshit than normal people. They might take some bullshit initially, but it's going to be very short-lived. When they realize, hey, you bullshitted me here and here, I'm out. They just leave. So what I try to do is what we try to do in Kerberus is to be very, very transparent with everything we do and everything we can be. Some things we have to keep under wraps for months until we can announce them, and to keep our word. So obviously we use normal marketing tactics, scarcity, discounts, it's still the same. But I have a very high respect for crypto users, and I am very careful to not do actions that they would think, oh, he's doing that, this is not worth it. So that's always in the back of my mind. Whereas when in traditional Web2 marketing, let's say, the people that your customers might not necessarily care so much about you. They don't care about your reputation or your project, or are not following your footsteps and Twitter and looking at what you're doing, right? But in crypto takes one person that has seen the pattern of what you're doing, which is bad, or an error, let's say, even so bad, and then they'll put a tweet on you, and then everyone will see, and they'll be, oh, they're bad. So
that's true.
It's not that I'm scared, but I respect it a lot, and I think about that a lot on every decision that we make.
Also in crypto, 2.5 years is a long time, and you have had an excellent track record for all that time. I think in this space that builds a lot of trust, and people really notice that when they're checking you out. So good for you for working that hard and that long, because that's excellent.
Thank you very much.
Sure. And so a lot of leaders have mentors. Did you have a mentor that you learned from?
I wouldn't say I had a mentor that I learned from. I would say that the people I worked with, I learned a lot, like especially my bosses. I learned from my first boss in my first job in real estate. That was my father's company, so I learned a lot from him. And then I worked in other marketing companies, and I learned a ton from the owners, because I always worked before Kerberus very close with the owners. So that's what I would say. But a mentor, I don't have one.
Oh, okay. But I like that and appreciate that you learn from everyone around you. You're always looking for who knows something that you might learn from. That's really important, I think, in this space as well. So if I can,
Sorry, I think it's important to detach the information from the person. That's the most important. That's what
okay.
I do. Like I might learn from someone that you might think it's meaningless, like someone that is not worth anything. But if they say something that logically it makes sense in my head, I'm like,
Mhm.
I'm gonna take that idea, I'm gonna digest it, I'm gonna make my own call, and I think that's how you improve at everything.
Oh, I think so too. That's an excellent point. So, personally, how do you balance your personal life with your professional life when you are a team one of two and you're extremely busy?
And the answer is you don't.
I've heard this before.
We are sacrificing everything we have, all
Oh,
our time, into creating this company, because we believe that we will be a cornerstone in the future of crypto. Unfortunately, what we see in security companies, we disagree with. It's not that we are just a little bit better or not. It's that the way that they are doing things, it's not the right way to enable mass adoption. Most of the companies, I think the only companies I can recommend are hardware wallets, and it's important that to make a little PSA about it. If you don't have a hardware wallet, you should have a hardware wallet. What I'm terrified about the most is malware and viruses,
yes.
because you can just download a PDF and then your hot wallet is gone. Like my hot wallet holds roughly $500. If I lose it, it's okay, not a big deal.
Right.
But I wouldn't have anything on a hot wallet. For that matter, a lot of people are using crypto on mobile. Extremely dangerous to do it on mobile. I don't recommend it at all to anyone, unless you're using a hardware wallet with mobile.
Mhm.
So I was saying I can recommend hardware wallets. They're a necessity for crypto. They're not a they're not a protective shield that protects you from every scam. They're not like that. Some people
Right.
believe that, but they protect you from malware and antiviruses, because the private key is not in your computer or mobile phone, but actually on the hardware wallet. That's
Right.
the protection they give. And then there's another company called Delegate. They used to be delegate.cash. Now it's delegate.xyz. They allow you to delegate another wallet and connect it to your hardware wallet, so that you can sign things as your hardware wallet with your hot wallet.
Oh,
Um, the,
nice.
the, the problem, it's good. It's definitely good. The
Mhm.
problem is that every project has to integrate their protocol.
Oh.
It's a manual thing. That's why it's not a
Mhm.
mass adoption thing, but it's still a very good thing. Besides those two things, I cannot really recommend much in the security space. I think that a lot of the security people that call themselves security people don't really have a background in security. Even I wouldn't be able to call myself a security expert or anything like that, because I don't have the expertise that my partner has. But my
Right.
partner has deep experience in security, and I've been with him for over 2 years, and he's been teaching me a lot about security. So I have a much better knowledge about it. But yeah, that's the situation we're in.
That's awesome. And in your Discord, do you have regular informational AMAs or information put out on the latest so that we can learn from your partner as well?
We don't have latest informational AMAs or things like that, unless it's some vulnerability in crypto.
Okay.
In December, we had two of them. They were crazy. We had the third web library compromise, meaning that there was something wrong in the library of third web, which is used to deploy many smart contracts, and it
Oh.
allowed an attack on virtually every contract, unless you know that they were not affected.
Whoa.
So we were going crazy with that. We
Mhm.
we actually have a feature in Sentinel-3 which allows us to display a pop-up in your browser to tell you of extremely important things. We rarely use it because it is intrusive, but our users were very thankful that we were essentially notifying them on their browser, because they might be not even doing crypto, but they had our extension that
Mhm.
allowed us to notify them. So
Nice.
essentially, in that case, what people had to do was revoke approvals to contracts until there was more clarity. By the way, that vulnerability is still out in the wild. There are still contracts that are abusable.
Oh
And
no.
that's one of the drawbacks of crypto.
Mhm.
You deploy an immutable contract, and then if there's something wrong, you might not be able to fix it. Some of the contracts could be fixed. That was one, and then there was also the Ledger Connect Kit problem, where and someone with access to an ex-employee access put a malicious code in the code that allows you to connect to Ledger through websites. And for example, Revoke.cash was using it. And this
Right.
allowed the malicious code to show a drainer in
Oh.
Revoke.cash.
Oh no.
Yeah, so what we did in that case, we told everyone, don't touch crypto. Don't touch crypto until this is over, because it almost a lot of sites were affected. So that's what we did. That's what we do when it comes to security. Again, we are here to protect your assets, not too much to overload you with things. Our
Right.
motto is, you make the profits, we keep them yours.
I love it.
That being said, we are extremely helpful in Discord to users and non-users, non-paying users, doesn't matter. Anyone that comes to our Discord and asks in the chat or creates a ticket, we help you with anything that is related to security. So if you have a security question or anything like that, our Discord is the place.
Awesome. Okay, I have one more question for you. Now, Various and I have been doing this token challenge, where each week we pick a token that we think is going to do well in the next 10 weeks or so. Would you like to participate and pick a token that you think is going to do well?
I don't think any token is going to do well in the next 10 weeks.
Okay, good to know.
This is what I'll say, okay?
Okay.
This is my second cycle. I joined crypto in 2021, so I'm not a crypto veteran by any means, but I understood how the cycles pretty much work. So back in November, I was saying, I think now it's the time to get back into it. I think we're nearing the time. I was right by like 2 weeks or something like that. The only thing I missed this time was the ETF. Like, the reason we are now at 60K or so is purely because of the ETF. We shouldn't be here at all. So I didn't see that coming. But I've been saying for a month or two, we're not going to go much more above where we are right now until the halving. And after the halving, we're going to have a couple of months of nothing, of sideways, a little bit up, nothing. So you say the next 10 weeks, I think we are in a moment of nothing. It's a moment to, if you want to accumulate. If you want to lay low. But I wouldn't expect much movement in the next 10 weeks.
Okay, good to know. I really enjoyed this one. I learned so much. You have so much good information, very technical, very impressive, and I am totally stoked. I want to go over and sign up right away. So anybody listening, remember, again, I'm going to run that. There's the website, and we have a special code, Monstro, for 10% off, and it sounds like something a lot of people, almost everybody, could use to protect themselves and their assets. So thank you so much for chatting with me today.
Thank you, Smiley. Worth noting that when you go to Kerberus.com, you start a free 30-day trial. So you don't need to pay immediately. So you have a 30-day free trial. And during the trial or after the trial, you can pay. The price right now is $10 a month or $100 a year. With the 10% off coupon code, it's at $9.90. We are raising the price soon to $12.7 and $127, but for now that's the price. And yes, just use the code Monstro in the checkout. You have a place to put the coupon, and that will give you 10% off.
Awesome! Thank you so much. We appreciate it.
You're welcome.
Monsters, don't forget the giveaway. Please, if you can, subscribe to our channel so you don't miss all these amazing special guests and all the good information about Monstro. At the time that I am recording this, we are at 198. Let's push it over to 200 and beyond. Today, I wanted to just talk about crypto in the environment. Bitcoin's impact on the environment, but how it's improving and changing over the time. And you might disagree with me, but instead of getting stuck in arguments, let's focus on the positive. We are all pushing in this space towards sustainability. And as crypto lovers, it's up to us to stay in the loop, stay in the know, chat about it with each other, and support the good stuff that's happening out there. So let's keep the convo going. Let's push for greener solutions and make sure that crypto's future is as bright as it can be. Who's with me, guys? Thank you so much for listening. I really appreciate when you take the time and you join me here and you comment over in the chat section. I have a great time. Love hanging out with you monsters. So I will see you next Monday and have a great week. Bye, guys.